Oh my god, what the fuck is this? Oh my god! What the fuck is wrong with you?
What's up, docs? And welcome back to Bad Death Battle Ideas. And oh boy, do we have a particularly stupid one this time. I mean, as you can tell, you already know where this is going. Carrot versus Mirako from My Hero Academia, and then we got Carrot from One Piece. Now, again, let's start with the obvious thing. We got two girls that are either anthropomorphic rabbits or have the superpowers of a rabbit. That's it. That's all there is here. The closest thing you have to another connection is, well, they're both from famous battle shonen universes. This looks like something I would come up with to make fun of how bad Death Battle fans are at coming up with matches, but sadly, this is not a joke. I wish I could say this was a joke. Seriously, these people are beyond parody at this point. Once again, here we go again. This is a freaking worthless garbage mirror matchup. Like, what the hell thought process even was behind this one? Duh. Let's have a rabbit girl fight another rabbit girl. Like, are you fucking kidding me with this shit? Like, is this what passes for good connections to these people? Like, what the fuck? Like, what's next? Are we gonna have Poe fight Yogi Bear? Actually, I should probably shut up before somebody starts making a thumbnail for that. But yeah, so this is just plain stupid. Having two girls fight each other just because they both have some kind of rabbit gimmick is just whack as fuck. Like, this is the equivalent of having two Nekos fight each other. That's basically what this might as well be. I swear... Okay, let's just move on. I'm gonna try not to waste too much time with this one because this matchup really doesn't deserve it. So, the next problem we have is that this fight is incredibly lopsided. Now, on the surface, you would think, well, maybe Mirako should be able to win this because she's stronger, right? Because One Piece doesn't have much in the way of, like, raw capabilities. In fact, it could be argued that One Piece doesn't even have anything approaching planetary. And while that is true, there is one thing One Piece does have an abundance of, and that's speed. In fact, in the grand scheme of things, when you look at One Piece compared to the other battle shonen universes, such as Naruto, Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, etc., One Piece is actually, like, ridiculously freaking fast. Even if you want to go off of Death Battle's potentially shit calc, for Luffy alone, Luffy described a light speed attack as too slow. In fact, it was so slow that he slowly waited for the attack to approach him and then dodged it. And keep in mind, this is just base Luffy we're talking about here. And if you go off of Death Battle, that should be somewhere around the 13 times the speed of light range. And if Carrot is in any way comparable to Luffy in any way, even if she's only 25% his speed, that's faster than anything in My Hero Academia. Because yeah, My Hero Academia does have a light speed feat, or at least supposedly does. I guess apparently there was some kind of, like, laser or something that Shigaraki fired. So, I don't know, but either way you look at it, while I don't have exact numbers for Mirako and Carrot's speed, what I do know is, again, if you go off of Death Battle and other calcs that I have actually seen, then Mirako is probably somewhere around the low FTL ranges, whereas the average One Piece character, without even trying, is at least many times the speed of light. At least 10 times as much, even on the low end. And once again, that's with the character not even trying. But the other problem is this. So, and I've talked about this plenty of times before, but probably the worst advantage you can lose is the speed advantage. And I talked about this with Terra versus Mara Jane. But if you have a character that is so much more faster than you, basically, not only can you not react to their movements, you can't even see their movements. And even if you do try to attack them, from the other character's point of view, your movement speed is going to seem so slow from their perspective that you wouldn't be able to land a single hit. For example, I discussed this with my friend Kyle. He says that Mirako is stronger and more durable than Carrot, and if Mirako could get a hit on Carrot, she would be able to easily kill her. And from what I could tell, that's technically true, but here's the problem. Again, Carrot is so much more faster that it's highly unlikely that Mirako would even be able to touch her. And even then, Carrot's speed would be too much to where Mirako wouldn't even be able to perceive her movements. Yes, she is technically light speed, but Carrot is likely many more times the speed of light. So either way, that's fucked. Oh, and to make matters worse, when I looked at Carrot's list of abilities, yeah, she has the ability to fly, and Mirako does not. She can just jump good. So at any point in the fight, Carrot can just start flying and keep at a distance to where Mirako wouldn't even be able to touch her. Not that Mirako would be able to even touch her anyway. And also, Carrot has access to abilities outside of being able to punch and kick shit. Mirako is just a brawler, that's it. Her superpower is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard of. Her power is that she has all the abilities of a rabbit. That's it. What the fuck? Like, I don't know if Horikoshi understands this, but that's not how that frickin' works. Like, yeah, you could sit there and say, like, oh, well, this character has all the abilities of a spider, or all the abilities of a frog. Yeah, I guess that makes some sense, but a rabbit makes no sense because what are rabbits known for? Running away. They've got strong legs and they can run fast. That's it. And I want you to remember that I said that because it will be important later. Meanwhile, Carrot actually has other abilities such as being able to shapeshift and the ability to manipulate electricity. In fact, many of her techniques are built around electricity. And if I remember correctly, she also has some sort of like claw-like weapon that she can utilize. Meanwhile, what does Mirako have? She can punch things and she can kick things. That's all she can do. So already, the versatility of this fight goes out the fucking window because you got a character that can punch and kick things, and then a character that's so fast and has the ability to fly that she has the ability to circumvent anything that Mirako can try to throw at her. So all she'd realistically have to do is just pump her full of electricity until she dies, or just stay up in the air and also, again, pump her full of electricity and kill her. Or, another reason why losing the speed advantage is not good for Mirako is because all Carrot would have to do is just keep dodging Mirako's attacks until she tires. Because while, sure, Mirako might have good stamina, she might be very fast, but her stamina is not limitless. And we know that characters in My Hero Academia are effectively just humans with different levels of mutation, essentially. And that's all you got. And another reason why I mentioned earlier about the whole legs thing is I did a little bit of research when my friend was trying to explain to me that, well, once Mirako gets her hands on Carrot, it's over with, because the implication seems to be that Carrot is more of a glass cannon. Okay, so I did a little bit of research and I found out that there's a little bit of a problem here. So, Mirako's powers only seem to apply to her legs, jumping, and kicking ability. It does not apply to the rest of her body, which includes her torso. You know, the part of her that has all of her important internal organs. So, yeah, effectively all Carrot would have to do is realize this, which it's very easy to tell because Mirako is not subtle in any way whatsoever. She's a pure brawler and doesn't really try to fight in any kind of clever way that hides her weaknesses. In fact, it's almost kind of ironic in that way, because since all of her power is in her legs, she has to rely on her legs, and once Carrot realizes that that durability doesn't apply to her torso, all she'd have to do is either tire her out or pump her full of electricity until either she explodes or gets cooked from the inside out. Oh, and by the way, if you've ever actually seen what happens to somebody when they get electrocuted, yeah, it doesn't work like how it shows in Pokemon. I've seen somebody get electrocuted and explode into 2 pieces, like they just got sliced in half by a lightsaber.
Wait! Fuck, is that a leg? Fuck.
So, yeah, Mirako's durability, irrelevant because her superpowers only apply to her legs and not the entirety of her body. So that's pretty fucked right out the gate. Meanwhile, Carrot actually has access to things like Devil Fruit and Hockey. So what the fuck even is this fight? See, this is what happens when you don't put more than 2 seconds worth of thought into a fight. Because I refuse to believe that this person put any more thought into this fight other than, oh, well, they're both rabbits. Have them fight. I mean, by this logic, why don't you have Carrot fight Bugs Bunny? Like, that's about the level of logic that we're dealing with here. The compatibility is out the window because there's 2 ways this can play out. Either Mirako somehow gets her hands on Carrot and beats the shit out of her, or Carrot just runs around the battlefield until Mirako gets tired out, or just pumps her full of electricity until she dies. Either way, there's nothing interesting here. This is just another garbage trash mirror matchup with absolutely nothing to offer. And what's even the story that you're gonna tell between these two? What, are they gonna kill each other over who gets the last carrot? What, are they trying to win the affection of Bugs Bunny? Like, what the fuck are we even doing here? Why don't you have Mirako fight Lola Bunny while you're at it? Why don't you have Carrot fight fucking Lopunny from Pokemon? Seriously, I am so sick and fucking tired of these garbage mirror matchups. Is it that fucking hard to put more than 2 seconds of thought into a fucking matchup? A fight is supposed to be a story, and if you're not going to make any attempt to tell any kind of story, then what fucking good is having 2 characters fight one another? Believe it or not, you need to have some kind of logical, logistical reason for why 2 characters are killing each other. You don't get that here. This is fucking retarded, okay? And I'm so tired of it. Oh, but it's just for fun. You know, I really get sick and tired of that excuse too. Is it so fucking hard to come up with a good matchup? I've proven in countless videos that it's not that difficult. This doesn't fit any of the 4 steps that I laid out. Compatibility, out the fucking window. There's nothing balanced about this matchup. There's nothing interesting here. There's nothing dynamic here, nothing versatile. It's a glorified fist fight at best. And believe me, those get boring pretty fucking quickly. In fact, now that I think about it, this brings back memories of that stupid fight between Felicia and Taokata, which was equally as bad. Now that I think about it, I made a joke about the whole Neko girl thing, but now that I think about it, Death Battle did that, and put in the comment section, does any of you even remember that Felicia and Taokata even happened? Because I'm willing to bet that most people don't even remember that one, because almost nobody talks about that one. So, yeah, completely and utterly worthless. Compatibility, shit. Garbage mirror matchup. There's nothing larger than life about this matchup. Even the connection to the Battle Shonen universe doesn't help it here. This is another fight that feels small. And you've really got nothing else going for it here. This is just crap. And how many more times can I explain why mirror matchups are shit before people get the point? Because I think back to some of my naysayers and detractors, and how they would say things to me like, oh, mirror matchups are what people want. You see, nobody wants to see Makoto Misaka fight Rin Tosaka. No. They want to see a battle of magic versus magic. They want to see sword versus sword, fire versus fire, because that makes a fight interesting. Or does it make a fight completely boring because nobody wants to see mirror matches because they're inherently fucking boring and only ever work under very specific circumstances? It just shows the lack of creativity on display here by these so-called Death Battle fans. And again, it's not that difficult, people. Just check my playlist of Blood Royale ideas and see all the different ideas I've come up with. It's not that hard. And this matchup is completely and utterly worthless. And the thing I hate about matchups like this is it gives me almost nothing to work with, nothing to go off of. I know you all love it when I fly off the handle and rant about things. And one thing I can give Mara Jane versus Terra is, while that's a garbage idea too, at least it gave me something to talk about. I think I ranted about that one for almost 30 minutes, I think. This one, I'm really trying my best to not have this video be like 3 to 4 minutes long. But that's about how much worth of content there is. At this point, I'm just kind of rambling and padding at this point, because what more is there to say? A fight that's predicated on 2 bunny girls, and there's nothing more to it than that. Worthless idea. If Death Battle ever does this, then it shows that Death Battle really doesn't give a shit about quality assurance or creativity. Because this is a fight that I couldn't see going on for longer than 2 minutes. So, yeah. Fuck this Death Battle. Fuck whoever came up with it. And I'll see you guys around next time.
Back again. Shady's back.